Hello and welcome to the Sunday meditation at the Light Institute of Galisteo and the Sanctuary of Light. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we divide our meditation into 3 parts. The first time, so importantly, we connect with our own soul energy, our higher self. We ask it to take a form, any form it takes. Then we draw it into our body so that as we sit in meditation, we begin to enfold that divine cosmic source within us so that it moves with our physical form, our emotional form, our spiritual form. And then I'll make an Om sound, and you can push a button on your machine so that you can sit in meditation for as long as you wish. In the second part of the meditation, we pull white light from the cosmos down through the top of our heads into the stomach area, which is the seat of the emotional body, to clear it and quicken it. And then we radiate it out so that we're extending our energies out, our presence out into the world. And then back up into the sky. And through that part of the meditation, it's just a constant flow. We breathe in as we draw it down. We breathe out as we extend it. And it helps to bring us into a place of purpose. In the third part of the meditation, we choose a situation or a place or something that's happening. And we extend frequencies of light into that so that we remember that our purpose truly is about who we are and what we have to give to this world. After that Om, we begin the second part, which is our knowings. So this week, the conversation in that third part will be about extending energy to the enemy, to the one you're afraid of. Tomorrow, in the United States, we celebrate Martin Luther King Day, a great being, a voice of peace on this planet who had a vision of how these opposites, these enemies could come together and create a better world. So our meditation will be about extending light to anyone you're afraid of, different race, different religion, different culture. This is one of the most powerful meditations, exercises in consciousness to bring us into a place where we can harmonize with our honorable opponents. And so this is a great avenue of peace. Close your eyes. And let us do some breaths that will bring us into a meditative state. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it for a moment and exhale slowly through your mouth. And breathe in through your nose. And exhale slowly through your mouth. Ask your divine higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, to take a form for you. It could be a light, a being, a tree, an animal, an equation. The form doesn't matter. Just ask it to take a form that it wants to express within you at this moment. And now ask your higher self to touch your body where you hold your divine essence, your divine source. Just imagine that your higher self is touching someplace in your body. Begin to breathe into that touch so that as you breathe that energy in, you create an opening. And then draw your higher self in through that point and sit in meditation as your higher self. Breathe deeply into your body and reach up with your consciousness into the cosmos and draw white light, a beam of white light, down through the top of your head, into your stomach, your solar plexus, And from there, laser that beam of white light out, stretching out your auric field, stretching that beam across the planet if you wish, and back into the sky, into the cosmos, and continue that flow, drawing it down and releasing it out, so that you are practicing the art of radiance. Om. Breathe into your body and bring into your mind's eye any person or group of people or race or religion or culture that frightens you, with whom you feel separate or feel distrust or dislike. Bring them into your mind's eye at this moment. Ask them what frequency of light could release the karma between you, would allow them to become your friends, to neutralize that fear, that hostility, that separation, so that peace begins to flow within each of you and between you. See what color you get. The first color that comes into your consciousness. And again, reach up into the cosmos and draw that color down to the top of your head and laser it out to those beings with which you have disharmony, with which you have never found peace. And extend that light. Light is the focal point of communication on spiritual levels. So radiate that light, drawing it in continually and lasering that color out to them. And feeling the beauty as it passes through you, it will dissolve your dislike, your mistrust, and your fear. Draw it in through you and extend it out and feel as if it is penetrating in to all of those beings. And as that light moves into them, it creates illumination, quickening of consciousness, of freedom, so that you can come to know each other in a new way. And just continue to extend that light until you feel a shift. They may all disappear, or they may smile, or they may show you an openness, a connectedness, the willingness to be what you truly are, which is soul friends. Om. Take a deep breath into your eyes, into your heart, into your whole body, and open your eyes. Come in with your body. And as you open your eyes, feel as if you are still moving that kind of energy that creates peace, that dissolves separation and fear, so that you can be yourself a vehicle of peace, a vehicle of a vision, such as Martin Luther King brought to this world. And now in this second part, called Knowings, we receive questions from around the world, and we look at those questions so that we can uplift ourselves, illuminate those points of references between ourselves and everyone who is participating in this Knowings. And Alison will tell us the questions that have come this week.
The first question is from Paris, France. Chris, why do so many of those who become immensely powerful also become immensely unstable? And Chris, I'm asking from a need for your, as always, unique, unbiased, spiritual perspective that is beyond the obvious.
Well, first of all, let us say that in truth, that which is spiritual is touching and connected to that which is emotional. And that which is emotional is something that connects to that mind energy or that body energy, however it is that someone seeks to be powerful. But the conversation in terms of why do they become unstable is because when they become powerful, they very often lose that depth of their own inner energies, their own spiritual energies, because their focus becomes, who likes me? Who am I controlling? Who am I more powerful than? And so it is a constant battle back and forth to maintain that sense of power, that lording over, that king of the mountain that cannot go into the future of humanity in this world. And so as their whole attention begins to move out from them, did they do what I asked? What are they saying? What is happening now? How will I win? All of those kinds of energies create a separation, an abyss between that place that can be peaceful, that can recognize that all beings that you magnetize into your world, one way or another, are spiritual people that you know, soul friends. We are all one soul family on this planet, and some of us play different parts in order to stimulate a new kind of consciousness, a quickening and evolution of the soul. So that instability comes because they lose what truly belongs to them. It's important to recognize that spiritually, all of us have had lifetimes, incarnations of the soul, in which we have been powerful, whether we misuse that power or not. And so when we come into this body, there will be always that seed of magnetism for power, whether we are seeking it consciously or we just have an energy around us that creates a kind of embracing power or magnetism to others. That necessitates a level of illumination that we often do not have because the overlapping residues from those other incarnations are still at play because they have that magnetism. And so that further imbalances our sense of self and our energy. And so for people who have power, it's more important than ever at this time in the planet to be able to find a way to listen to their own higher selves, to move inside and feel as if their life is not about the winning, their life is not about the controlling, the being the king of the mountain, but their life is about the giving, to give their illumination, their strength, their wisdom into the world. That's what a leader is. That's what a true powerful being is. I remember in the Peace Corps, being a community development volunteer, I discovered very quickly that the most powerful people in the village were often the ones that you weren't hearing speaking. They were sitting back and they were holding the space and they were utilizing the power of their consciousness to participate in what was happening. They did not need to stand forward and beat their breasts. And so let us hope and let us send light that all of those who seek power or who are powerful will have an energy that will bring them deeply inside themselves so that they can be stable. Because once they begin to lose the self, the true self, then the gifts that they have come to give as leaders, as powerful beings, begin to dissolve and come into very negative spaces for themselves and for everyone around them. So the best way to recognize that is to extend an energy, and that's what light is, that activates that spiritual truth, that spiritual essence in everyone. And to also, as you look out into the world, mirror to everyone that they can be safe, that they are powerful. And it is not the power from one above another, but it is the power of the group. It is the power of each one to add to whatever else is there. Great love. And Alison, the second one.
It's from Cape Town, South Africa. Hello, dear Chris. Thank you always for the beautiful offerings that you give to us all. I am so enriched by them, all the way here in Africa. And here is my question. I have an unexpected blessing from this COVID lockdown time. I suddenly realize and recognize that I have been living my life softly around the edges. Despite many accomplishments, many challenges faced, and also blessings and great love in my life, I feel that I have not quite stepped into the very heart of it. This comes as a great dismay to me. Can it be that now is the time for me to do so? Please, can you perhaps give me some insight into this feeling and maybe some guidance on how I can change this lifelong pattern? I really want to do my most.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I know that you will, because what you're speaking of is an echo that we're hearing around the world. This pandemic has been a vehicle for exactly what you're talking about, to begin to move inside and say, what is the purpose of my life? What shall I do with my presence? There's nothing like death. I've had 6 near-death experiences, and I know this very well, that in the face of life and death in those conversations, we begin to muse about what is meaningful, what really matters in life. And I love the way you said that softness around the edges. Don't be hard on yourself that you have had a comfortable life. All of this fits into the laws of karma, cause and effect, and we have good karma. And so everything that's ever happened to us, everything that's been given to us, is always given in order to support a moving base, an energy upon which we can stand that helps us to go to the next and the next octave. And so moving to the heart of it does not have to be a heart that is difficult, more troublesome, or even more challenging for you. But to recognize that through this blessing of softness, you now have been given the grace that will help you to go forward. And what I would say about that is that indeed, this is a time when you could begin to ask, what do I really love? What do I care about? What changes do I want to make inside myself or in my world? We need to use our creativity at this time to find the answers, to create new pathways through which we can evolve and feel the gift of life and always, always the purpose of our own lives as that purpose begins to seek out a bigger arena. And so getting to the heart of it is moving inside and saying, what do I care about? Maybe you care about social injustice. Maybe you care about the beauty. I've been in South Africa. I know the beauty of the place that you live. What we do to fulfill our destiny or our purpose is not just entangled in the doing, but it's the level of consciousness. And it all comes from a place of deep, deep creativity. It may be that you are a lover of plants, or that you can create beauty around you. Any way that you take that grace that you have had and expand it out so there's more beauty, or there's more healing, there's more safety, there's more connection. And it's very important to ask. And here's a way that I would guide you to find these answers. As we were doing a meditation to connect with your higher self, and then just breathe deeply and ask, what are the qualities that I need to acknowledge inside myself at this moment? Qualities that you brought in as a child. You may be creative, you may be compassionate, you may be able to communicate. Whatever those qualities are, once you have a sense of, yes, I can truly say that I have a gift of communication, or I have a gift of this or that or the other. Use that, because to find purpose doesn't mean to fall into, I have to right the things that are wrong, which of course is a very good idea. but to do it from a place of centeredness, to do it from a place that says, I know how to do that. I can, through how I live my life and how I express that so that it's visible to others, so that the doing, that which you give out, and the source of it is within you. And you'll find that that heart, the heart of your purpose, the heart of your life is so present with you that will bring you joy. And we need to be joyous, whether it's simply because we see something that's beautiful or we're touched by love, because everything that you think and you feel ripples out from you and creates an uplifting of everyone around. So use the blessings that you have had and use the softness. This world needs to realize that we can heal through that soft curvature. Indeed it does. Great love.
And the last question comes from Montana U.S.A. Dear Chris, I've heard you speak about the expression of walking a mile in someone's moccasins. Truly, I think this may be the secret to global peace. The concept is so powerful, but how can we, and is it even possible to, rise above judgment and attain a higher level of emotional wisdom and empathy if we are not able to actually experience what someone else is going through?
I've used that statement many times when you have walked a mile in someone's moccasins. It doesn't mean that you could ever experience what they experience, because each experience that we have individually is cased and housed and included and concluded by the experiences we've had before. And so you would never be able to duplicate someone's experiences. And so when we say walk in someone's moccasins, it means to know them in a profound way, to perhaps know why they choose the things they choose, or how they have come from the experiences they've had. This is what compassion is about. And so I think that the important aspect of that is to say, I care, I want to listen. People who have suffered from injustice, from terrible experiences, whether they're individual or they're collective within their group, or in whatever way it's come to them, they often feel that nobody cares, that no one's listening. And so to walk in someone's moccasins, learn to know them, explore what it is that brings them to who they are. And above all, in walking in their moccasins, look for those wonderful qualities that they have. Maybe they have the qualities of courage, or withstanding something, or who knows what those qualities are, and reflect those to them. We all, at this time on this planet, need to be reminded that we are strong, that we are not victims, that whatever has happened to our group, to our forefathers, to anyone, we do not need to repeat these things, that we are the answer. We are the healing by the things that we choose. And so know that to listen, and therefore to understand in a profound and spiritual, emotional way, as well as an intellectual way, is the way to recognize that, yes, we will be able to bring peace through walking in others' moccasins, by knowing them and extending to them a reflection of their gifts and also our own, so that we can come together and move in a way that dissolves the stigma and the residues of the past, as we place our consciousness on what we now know that will help us to find a beautiful and very quick energy into the future. I send you my great love. Walk in my moccasins, and I will walk in yours.